Hey guys, I'm sorry I can't be there today to help you review for your test, so I'm going to do a few of your review problems with you / for you. Hopefully that will start assisting you on remembering what you need to do. So this unit was on surface area and volume, so you should have been given a checklist. Make sure that you can answer the questions that it's given. I did write in the answers, but make sure you can provide those answers. And then make sure you understand the formulas. So the formula sheet you were given today is the same formula sheet you'll be given for the test. So for 1 and 2, it just wants you to name the solid. Same with number 3. Number 4 wants the height of this prism. Remember that the height is the distance between the bases. So the height here is going to be the distance between the triangles. So that means the base is a triangle. So you have to find the area of the base for number 5. And then your lateral area and surface area based on the formulas. So you'll just use the formulas for those. All right, I want to do number 9 with you. So number 9 is a cylinder, and it says for this section we're finding surface area. So surface area we find in 2 parts. So you're going to find the lateral area first. So the lateral area is the perimeter times the height, or in this case, 2 pi r times the height. So when I look at this picture, it gives you the diameter is 10, which means your radius is half of that. So your radius is 5. And then our height is 8. So we're going to have 8 times 5, which is 40, times 2 is 80 pi's. Okay, now remember when we did this, we did not multiply by pi yet. So now to find your surface area, you're going to take that number, 80 pi, plus 2 pi r squared. And we determined that the radius was 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, times 2 is 50. So 80 pi's plus 50 pi's gives me 130 pi. Your last step is just to multiply 130 times pi, and it says round to the 10th place. So if I round this to the 10th place, we're going to get 408.4 feet squared, because this is area. So 408.4 feet squared. So that's how you would do 9. You're going to do 11 the same way. We are going to work through number 10 together. So this again is a triangle prism. So for this one, we are going to draw the base off to the side. So it gives you that this is 9. The bottom of this triangle is 12. Now for surface area, I have to find the perimeter and I have to find the area of the base. So area of the base would be 12 times 9 divided by 2, which gives me 54. Now for perimeter, we're missing the hypotenuse. So if you remember, anytime we're missing a piece that we need, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem. So that's going to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember, the box points to c. So in this case, we're going to have 9 squared plus 12 squared equals whatever that is squared. So 81 plus 144 equals x squared. When I add those together, we're going to get 225 equals x squared. And then your last step is to take the square root of both sides. So we get that this piece is 15. So to find the perimeter of that base, it's just 15 plus 12 plus 9, and you get 36. Now we have like our base parts done. We can actually find the lateral area and the surface area. So lateral area is the perimeter of the base times the height. So we just found that to be 36. And then the height is how far apart are the bases. So how far apart are the triangles? They are 15. The biggest mistake you're going to make is you're going to try to say it's 9, but you got to remember that the height is how far apart are the bases. So if it was sitting on its base, which is a triangle, it would be 15 tall. So 36 times 15 gives me 540. Surface area says take that number, 540, plus 2 times the area of the base, which is 54. 2 times 54 is 108, plus 540. When I add those two numbers together, we're going to get 648 inches squared. Again, it's inches squared because it's surface area. So we went through a prism, we went through a cylinder. Now I want to go through a few other shapes with you here. So let's take a look at a cone. So we are still finding surface area, but this time it's of a cone. So we start off with lateral area again, and this one is pi r L, where L is the slanted height. So pi, the radius is 1. Your slanted height here is 3. 3 times 1 is 3 pi's. Surface area says take that number, 3 pi, and add on a circle, so pi r squared. Well, that's just 1 pi, so 3 pi plus 1 pi gives you 4 pi's. 4 times pi rounded to the tenths place gives you a total of 12.6 inches squared. All right, so now we're going to look at a pyramid. So I'm trying to do one of each shape if you couldn't figure that out yet. So we're going to do number 15. So when we're dealing with a pyramid, lateral area says we're going to take the perimeter of the base times the slant height divided by 2. All right, so looking at this shape, the base is a square that's 10 by 10. The perimeter of that is going to be 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is 40. The area of this base is 10 times 10, which is 100. All right, so I have my perimeter is 40. The problem is I don't have the slanted height. So just like anything else, when we're missing the piece we need, we're going to use Pythagorean theorem. Now, since it's 10 all the way across, I know that the bottom of this little triangle is 5. The box points to your C. So we're going to have 6 squared plus 5 squared equals x squared. So 36 plus 25 equals x squared. That gives me 61 equals x squared, and then I need to square root it. So the square root of 61 is going to be 7.81. So our slanted height, this piece right here, is 7.81. So now I take 40 times 7.81 and then divide by 2, and that gives me a total of 156.2. To find the total surface area, I'm going to take that number and add on the area of one base, so add on 100. That gives me a total of 256.2 meters squared. 256.2 meters squared. All right, that breaks us into the volume section, which I have a feeling you're going to think is much easier now that we've done surface area. So we are going to look at number 17. This is a triangle prism. All right, volume says take the area of the base times the height. So the base here is a triangle. The triangle is a 12 by 5. So 12 times 5 divided by 2 gives you a base of 30. So I take 30 times the height of the prism, which is 4. So your total volume here is 120 centimeters cubed. So pretty straightforward. All right, if I look at a cone, all right, so the cone is pi r squared h divided by 3. So a cylinder is just pi r squared h. The cone we just divide by 3. So on this one, we're going to have pi 2 squared times the height divided by 3. So 4 times 4 is 16 times pi, and then divide by 3. You're going to get a total of 16.8 meters cubed. The last one I want to do with you up here is 22. So this is a pyramid. The volume formula for a pyramid is area of the base times the height divided by 3. The base here is a 9 by 3, so 9 times 3 is 27. So I'm going to have 27 times the height, which is 3, divided by 3. 27 times 3 divided by 3 gives you a total of 27 meters cubed. All right, last page. This one gives you the combined volumes plus a little bit of the spheres. I'm going to work through 24 with you. 23 is going to be the same thing. So when you're dealing with volume of combined shapes, just remember that you're basically splitting it up. So for 24, you've got 3 rectangle prisms. So we're going to split it up. The top one is basically a little rectangle prism here. So we'll draw out this little rectangle prism. So we can see that this little piece is 1. So it's got like a width of 1. The depth, like going back toward the back on all shapes here, is 3. And then it's telling you that the height here is 2. So you have to kind of figure out what your pieces are. So the area of this base is going to be 3 times 1, which is 3, times the height, which is 2. So the volume of this first shape is 6. Okay, now we're going to look at that middle shape. So it's kind of like a long flat rectangle here. So this one tells you that it has, let me erase all these little marks I put on here. Okay, so this one has a width of 2. All right, again, the going back into the back is 3 on all the shapes. And then it's telling you that the height is 1. So again, we're going to do the area of the base first. So the area of the base is 2 times 3, that's 6. Times the height is 1. So the volume of this shape is, again, 6. Now let's look at the big shape. So we've got one rectangle prism left. And that one's kind of this bigger guy. All right, so it has that backwards length here of 3. It's got a width of 4, and then it's got a height of 2. So the area of this base is 12 times the height, which is 2. So the volume of this shape is 24. So the final step is to add these three numbers together. So 24 plus 6 gives you a total of 36 feet cubed. So that's kind of how you bust it up. You find the volume of all three shapes, and then you go from there. All right, let's look at 26. So this is surface area. So I hadn't really given you the formula for surface area until yesterday when you were doing the online review. So on this one, for surface area, the formula is 4 pi r squared. So 4 pi, the radius here is going to be 12 because 24 is all the way across. Half of that would be 12. So 4 pi 12 squared. 12 times 12 is 144. Times 4 gives you a total of 576 times pi. When I multiply that out, we are going to get 1809.6 feet squared. Again, we're back to surface area, so it's feet squared. We're going to do 27 together. This one is volume. So for volume, you're going to do 4 pi r cubed. So in this case, the radius is 11 cubed divided by 3. So 11 times 11 times 11 times 4 times pi, and then divide by 3. You're going to get 5,575.3 inches cubed. Now remember, if you do not have a pi button, you're supposed to be using 3.14159. For number 28, you're going to do the same thing. It's just at the end, divide by 2, because a hemisphere is half of a sphere. The last little section is going to use Euler's formula, and we are going to do number 29 together. So Euler's formula I introduced in that Under the Sea slideshow that you had a while back. So Euler's formula says take faces plus vertices equals edges plus 2. Now this is the only formula that I am not going to give you for the test. Like, you have to know this one. So in this case, it says we have 12 faces. We do not know the vertices, and we have 20 edges, and we're going to solve this for x. So we have 12 plus x equals 22. Subtract 12 from both sides, and we're going to get x equals 10. So in 29, it has the vertices equals 10. So you're going to do the same thing for 30 and 31. It's just you're basically going to erase this section, and you're going to start with the formula again. So I'll help you set up one more. So for the next one, it says we don't know the faces. We know it has 7 vertices. It has 10 edges plus 2. So then you solve for x again. So that's all you have to do for that section. I am providing all of the answers for this paper. You will have to show all your work since I am providing the answers, but I wanted you to be able to check it so that you could ask questions. Tomorrow we are taking the test. So obviously I'll have a little bit of time at the beginning of class to go over questions that you might have, things that you didn't quite get the same answer as the answer key showed, so that we can talk about those. But otherwise, I think you'll be ready for the test. You are given a formula sheet. All you have to do is be able to use it. So if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. I should be available by email. But I think you guys will be okay. Good luck.